What's going on? It's Andy coming to you on a 3-game Wednesday. And a 3-game Wednesday really just solidifies one thing. That every single person watching this video right now, you're looking at this video, and I can guarantee you, you're going to have a multi-sport parlay in. Because there are only 2 games, and by your calculations, you need a minimum of 8 games to put in something that's going to quench your parlay pirate thirst. 2 games ain't going to cut the mustard for you. But what if I told you, yeah, like ESPN 30 for 30 style, what if I told you that 2 games is more than enough to rip a whole bunch of same game?
Parlay, that's the one.
What if I told you, part 2 of the ESPN 30 for 30, I got a plus 600 for you. I got a plus 800 for you. I got a plus 1100 for you if you really need it. No, I have plenty for you, because you want to know what I'm going to do today on a small 2-game slate? I'm going to show you how I maximize those line combinations for the sheets. The legendary magic sheets that are almost up plus 400 on the season that you probably think is just some big scheme to get you to sign up.
You know what I think? I think it's a scam.
We're almost up plus 400. You never had your car, and I'm going to show you how to get that car. Now, are you going to do it? Probably not, but still, I can feel better about myself. Andy, what did you do to help out? I showed them the line combinations, but then, no, they just decided they wanted a 6-leg money line parlay. What can you do? Don't look at me. I did my part, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you the exact type of bets that I litter the sheet with, and there are going to be plenty of parlays in there that should quench that deep thirst that you have out there at sea. But before that, I told you I'll do the best I can to give you some front page sniffs, some non-player prop related things for you guys out there that just need something. I'll do the best that I can, because we're seeing a Colorado Avalanche team that, you know, they are playing fantastic. They're scoring goals. They're winning games. They got a nice streak going. But they got a Toronto Maple Leafs team, a team that will mail in a game against the Anaheim Ducks on a Tuesday and then go into Winnipeg on a Wednesday and win 6-2. This is just who the Toronto Maple Leafs are. They're like the Roddy Piper of NHL teams. Just when you think you got the answer, the Maple Leafs will change the question, and they will change their level of effort. I mean, they are Lord of the mail-ins, but then it's just like straight up Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You tend to think there will be some goals in this game. Yes, both of these teams have playoff aspirations on the line, but they're not like dogfight. Like they're not like Minnesota, who's going to be playing after this, who don't have a lot of players, and then they just have to win these games 2-1. Every point matters. There's a little bit more cushion for these two teams, so you shouldn't see such clenched cheeks between these two teams. There's obviously a ton of skill, a ton of speed. I'm hoping there are a few goals, which is why I'm going to give you a lot of those point prop parlays. But you want to know what I'm going to go with here? A very simple fan favorite. I like both teams to score 2+ in this game. That's what I like here. I mean, I don't know if it's going to go over 6.5 necessarily, but I do like both teams to score 2+. We're going to take that. Then we're going to combine it with something from that next game. We have the Seattle Kraken playing the Minnesota Wild. Now, I told you last night, you never know. You can get a Kraken-Chicago game, both of these teams essentially playing for nothing. You can see a lot of goals in this game. We saw 8 goals in that game. And don't just start chasing the Kraken now. Don't chase that cockroach, because it's a whole different set of circumstances playing a second game in 2 nights against a team dogfighting for points to remain in that playoff hunt, in that wild card position. There's only one way they can win right now. There's no Kaprizov, there's no Eriksson Ek. You have to win 2-1, 3-1, maybe 3-2 squeakers. They can't rely on their offense to come back from like a 2-0 deficit. So this one reeks of a lower scoring game. And I know you think that, oh my God, Seattle just scored. I do not correlate what I saw last night with what's going to happen in Minnesota by any stretch of the imagination. So what I'm going to do is take that both teams to score 2+ and give me the under 3.5 goals for the Seattle Kraken. That will bring you to an even bet. A regular, maybe it's not a full Dan money line, but I still consider that to be a regular bet. Both teams to score 2+ in the first game, and then under 3.5 goals for the Seattle Kraken in the second game. But if you really just need one singular click, I mean, these simpleton sports books really bother me. But if you need that one simple click, I like the under 2.5 goals for the Seattle Kraken, second game in 2 nights. That worked out for us last night with those Calgary Flames. No, I'm sorry. I didn't see that challenge. I looked at the box score, 2-1 Flames. I call that an easy win. But they had a second game in 2 nights. They scored 2 goals. I actually think Minnesota should be able to win this game. But rather than take that, I mean, if Minnesota's winning games, usually their opponent is held to fewer than 2, let alone 2 or fewer. So I like that under 2.5 goals for the Seattle Kraken against the Minnesota Wild. Now let me waltz you through some of these line combinations. This is how I go about this sheet. I'll start you with something that's very simple. Like, you know how this is. Okay, second line on the Maple Leafs. Top power play. Line been playing together a while. John Tavares, William Nylander. Point for both of those guys, it's plus 130. Very simple, right? 1 unit, that's a bet right there, plus 130. How about the top line? We have Matthew Knies and Mitch Marner. Point for both of those. They're both on the top power play. Nice correlated play. That's another plus 130, I believe. But what about Austin Matthews? He's on that line. Yes, we're going to have a second bet. We're going to have Knies and Matthews with a Marner assist. Wait, why a Marner assist? Because when you look at how that line is constructed, by far the most likely to defer of those 3 is Mitch Marner. Always ask yourself this. If there was a 3-on-1, who always wants to pass the puck? Of those 3, it's Marner by a mile. He controls the power play on the perimeter. Knies is obviously a net front guy, and Matthews, we know, can score 60 goals. Marner's the passer, so that's how I'm going to enter a second bet with that full line. Now, on the other side, let's go over to Colorado. First of all, I think a good Colorado value in and of itself is Jonathan Drouin for a point at plus 105. Maybe I should have included that with the regular sniffs. You're talking about a guy who was promoted back to the top power play, has like 3 or 4 points in his last 2 games. He's playing with Val Nichushkin and Brock Nelson on that second line. But finally, this is like a good Colorado second line. It's not like that middle stats scam version. You have a good second line, and you're getting plus 105 for a point. And then him and Val Nichushkin, point, that's the correlated second line combo there. Nichushkin for a point and Jonathan Drouin for a point. And just like I told you about Mitch Marner being the guy who passes it, and that's why he gets the assist in that line mate combo, I'm going to do the same exact thing. Give me Jonathan Drouin for an assist and then Val Nichushkin for 2 points. Because if Val Nichushkin ends up, if you're right about Val Nichushkin getting 2 points, he is a scorer. It's unlikely Val Nichushkin has 2 assists. So that means it's more than likely that Jonathan Drouin has an assist on one of those. So that will be a half-unit play right there. But what about the top line? What about McKinnon? Oh, of course. Give me Marty Necas for a point and Nathan MacKinnon for an assist. That's a 1-unit play. Then give me Nathan MacKinnon for 2 points and Marty Necas for an assist. But that's it, right? You know, those are the top 2 lines. I mean, what else can you really... The defenseman plays, not just regular defensemen. Not just, oh yeah, Makar's on the top power play. We're going to be using power play 2 defensemen with a forward who plays with very good players and is likely to get a point. We're taking Arturi Lehkonen for a point. He plays with Necas and MacKinnon on 5-on-5, and he gets that last 30 to 40 seconds of power play time. And then we're going to take Devon Toews for an assist. It's a power play 2 correlated combo. Don't you dare say that, oh, I'm really going to take that. Do you know how many of these hit in these last couple of days? Including last night, the night before. Last night, we had both defensemen on St. Louis. We had Justin Falk and Neighbors hit for a point on the power play. The assist for the defenseman, point for the forward. There are plenty of these that happen on a nightly basis. Jared Spurgeon, speaking of that other game over there, we'll get to that in just a second. But Devon Toews for an assist and Arturi Lehkonen for a point. That'll be a half-unit play because it pays out so much you don't need to pull a full unit on it. And then on the other side, let's go back to Toronto. Same type of thing. Power play 2 correlated combo. Give me Max Domi for an assist. Wait, why am I taking him for an assist? Because he's a guy who sometimes will go 3 games without even taking 1 shot on goal. And then Morgan Riley for a point. This is hit in, I think, 3 of the last 5, and it's pulling plus 500 or something odds, plus 425, plus 500. It's astronomical odds. It hits at the correct rate where they're way ahead. This is hit enough time. That's the whole thing. Do you hit these enough where you are so far ahead, it's okay. You can eat a loss here, eat a loss there. Those are the line combos for that one game. And you might say, oh my God. And then you look at your bank account, you go, oh my God.
Oh my God.
These things hit, some are going to miss, but you look at the end of the night and so many times you're in the plus. How frequently? I don't know. Frequently enough to have us almost at plus 400 units on the season. And there are no jokes about it. Like this is not some, oh, he's just he's bending, but ask the people, anybody who watches this from the Patreon, if somebody has a question down below, you tell them what you've done. These type of line combos have made us unbelievably successful all season. And this is me trying to teach them to you. You can curse, you can say, oh my God, how can I do all this? I want to bet on sports, but this is too many sports bets. How can you ask somebody who wants to bet on sports to place a bunch of sports bets? I mean, that would be crazy for me to ask somebody who wants to win on betting sports to place a bunch of sports bets. That's just way too much to handle, all right? So anyway, that is what I have for you here. You know what's real free? You want to know what's really free? Clicking the like button, commenting on this video, doing all sorts of sharing, whatever helps the damn thing grow. I don't have time to go read all the YouTube, but Andy, why don't you hire the SEO person? Because I know he's just gonna click random boring. You think he's gonna work real hard? Like, oh man, this guy who I'm gonna bring in here, man, at night he's gonna go, how can I grow Andy's NHL Sniffs? He's gonna give me the, okay, yeah, I'm done. I entered the keywords. So I need you guys to help by giving me a couple tree clicks. Do those things, very much appreciated. Get that good sports betting karma going. You know, you give a click, you get a bet.
You know it's Weeksy here. And you have to snipe the like button on this video and leave a comment down below. Do not be a gargoyle. You see the palm trees there? There might be some in there at night. You don't have to be one. Do not be a gargoyle. Subscribe to Andy's channel for the most entertaining NHL Sniffs on YouTube. Make sure you do it.
What was that ruckus?